Wasn't even sharing my screen so you couldn't see what I was doing. I thought that would be a complete waste of a video there. So, yeah, I deleted it. No point having a VOD up there if you can't see what I'm actually doing or why I'm doing it. Now I'm going to do that all again. That's okay. We can go through some of that again. I think it's important so that if you do watch this on the replay, which there will be people watching on the replay, and if you do, I don't want you to make the same mistake I have. Mistakes are how we learn. So, if you're just watching now, thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. I'd love to see a like or a subscribe. I'd love to see both, a like and a subscribe. So my name is Chris. I am the Autoblock Assassin. I am a crypto trader. I've been trading for 6 months. I've been, well, longer than that, 12 months. But I've been learning how to trade properly for 6 months. And I've been learning to trade with a bunch of amazing traders over in the Onyx Crypto group. Being coached by Nick there, so thank you, Nick, for all of your encouragement and your training. It's been great. So today I wanted to show you a trade that I put through on BNB this morning. It triggered overnight, and I woke up this morning to this trade. And this particular trade, once it triggered, I started to get a bad feeling about it. You can see here, prices came up. And this is still a good spot for us to do a short on BNB. This particular area of the chart is a good spot because this is BNB and premium prices. So we should be looking for shorts. And as the price came back up to the point where I thought I wanted to take my trade, I could see the price action that was happening here. And that wasn't what alarmed me. It was what I was seeing over in ETH and Bitcoin. Bitcoin had hit the big supply zone. This massive big supply zone that formed. And it bounced quite well off that, which I was surprised about. And a little bit happy about, to be honest. I didn't think it would bounce so hard, especially this second big push up here. And a few of the traders in our group decided that was their key to start going bullish. That's great for them. For me too, I started seeing this price action here and thinking, wow, if Bitcoin bounces any further up, which it looked like it was going to, then the most likely thing to happen here for my BNB trade was it was going to hit my stop loss. So I exited this trade early for a minimal loss. And you guys can do that too. If you're seeing a trade and it's feeling bad, you too can exit that trade. It's perfectly okay. And not just perfectly okay, but honestly, I encourage it. I encourage it. But I got a bit excited in the rest of the day. I could see price was starting to move, and I wasn't expecting to move so much, but it started to move. So my excitement got the best of me for sure. I want to show you the trade that I made and explain why I made it and explain how it was a huge mistake. That's what I want to do. So we saw ETH come up from the bottom of its structure, which is fantastic. In hindsight now, knowing that ETH usually ranges for so long, this probably would have been a good time to catch a long. Certainly at this point here, it would have been a great time to catch a long in these premium, so not premium, but complete, very much discounted prices. Now, as it came up again, this was the point where I was watching my BNB trade, and I was getting excited. I saw the signs for a bullish signal up. I saw this big push up. I've circled this area because this is where I made the huge mistake, and I don't want you guys making mistakes like this. It is so easy for us to quickly fall back into retail trading. So easy for us. This was such an easy mistake to make. And I fell into the retail trading trap. First of all, the price action that I'm looking at is way too small. I lost sight of the size of the price action because I was so close. I was too far in. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture. These looked like big candles to me. So I thought this would be a great trade. I put it on. I saw the big push up. I saw the order block getting created. I saw it come back down into the order block. And that to me was a confirmation. So I put the trade on. I had early win signs. It had pushed off there and it looked good. And then very quickly dropped back down way out of my stop loss. And that trade failed. Why did it fail? Well, here's the fuck up. I should have never been trading in this zone. This is something I tried to say yesterday quite a lot. Yet I fell into my own trap. What we should be doing when we're making a trade is looking at the price structure over the last week or so. Getting an idea for whether or not we are actually in premium prices or whether we are in discount prices. And how you do that is you simply take a look at the top and the bottom and you draw a line right through the middle. Just like that. And everything on the top, that is your premium price. Everything on the bottom, well, that is your discount price. We should be taking longs from the discount. We should be taking shorts from the premium. Now, I've been mapping out where I think the price is going to go, but I zoomed way too far in. I should have known that this point here, it's neither discount or premium. And we do not take trades at the 50% mark because this is exactly what happens. The price doesn't have strong pushes of 50%. The price has strong pushes from the lowest up and more understandably predictable pushes off the lower half and has dips from the top half. So we should not have taken, I should not have taken along at that point. That was my loss for the day. So I wanted to show that out. I wanted to highlight that. This is what we need to avoid. This is what I'm going to avoid. So how I'm going to avoid that in the future is the first thing that I'm going to do when I look at the recent price structure is draw a line down the middle. Just so that I can understand where is premium and where is discount. What I want to do from here, I'm looking bullish on the structure of Bitcoin right now. And what I mean by that is I don't think we can be totally bullish on Bitcoin. But we do seem to be well into a structure that could last a few weeks, or it could not. For the most part, our structures have lasted a few weeks here on Bitcoin, and we've had a lot of price action that has a very similar shape. What I mean by that is, just look. With coins like Bitcoin and with Ethereum, we do tend to see repeated smaller, what do we call this? The fractional nature of price. Price comes up, price comes down, and it goes up a slight little bit. And we've got a long standing standoff here. This was part of the FTX issues where nothing was happening. Price comes back up. Well, it was FTX over here or something, because price came back down and we started a new structure right here. And it looks very similar to what happened right here. Price came back up in a similar shape. So I'm expecting this to last quite a bit, and it's probably going to continue around this area here, which would be the premium area of this new structure until we know any different. So what am I looking to do? I'm looking to take longs, but I'm looking to take longs from a discounted price. And for me, the discounted price that I'm looking for is nothing less than this one right here. This is a big 4-hour OB right here. A 4-hour order block. How do I know that? Because we're in the 4-hour time. And this candle, the last candle before I push up the brick structure, this candle is an order block. So we can assume the price is going to come into a 4-hour order block. What I've done then is I've gone down to my 1 hour. And I've found the order block here within the 4-hour order block. where the price broke structure. And that's my point there that I want to take. I can actually get a better deal on this by making sure that my entry price is right on the 50% of this order block here. This is for ETH, this isn't for Bitcoin. I must have switched tabs. I think I've got this one in there. Let me just double check I got everything correct. So 1132. 1132. Yeah, we do. I must have moved this slightly. Have I got this ordered in Bybit? Because this is a trade that I do want to get in on. The short that I'm looking at for BNB is a short from the top of the BNB chart. Just to make sure before I get this other trade in. Or it should be. What have we got here? Order price 303. Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. Because I'm expecting price to come up, hit that and come down. That's what I'm expecting. So for Bitcoin, I am expecting price to come back down before it goes back up. So for Bitcoin, we have two options here. Option one, price comes back down in here and goes up. But also, one of the things that I'll be looking for, and this probably won't happen tomorrow, is for price to actually come back down and retest this supply zone right down here. It will. It's just a matter of time. So I will be looking at doing a long at this point, whenever it does come back down to this point. It could dip through it too, so we should probably map that out. Get that all set up, ready to go. Now this one we want to make sure we're being very careful to give it room to breathe. We cannot be too tight on this stop because it's in a major supply zone. These stops have been placed under here. They will get taken. They will be taken by smart money, and we can be quite liberal here with where we're wanting price to go, because the top of the structure could be said to be here, and that's what I'm thinking. That's a 5-to-1 risk to reward. That's pretty good. Now, what I can do is I can put this trade on, and I can watch price come back down into it. And on a separate sub account, I can create smaller longs and get even better risk to reward once I'm in this trade. Once I know that I'm going to get this trade and I've got it in, I've secured myself some profit. Yeah, I was going to say profitability. But once I've secured my profit, I can come in and make smaller trades. And that's what I'll be planning on doing. So those are my two areas that I'm looking at. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon, but I'm going to keep that short there as an option for the future. I just don't think we're going to see it. I don't think we have enough buying power to get up there real quick. But it is possible because we had this big wick candle right here, and that's a stop hunt. And that came all the way through. So it can happen. Have I got this short in? 20559. 20559, where are you? Let's have a look. I don't have that short in, but I don't think I'm in any risk of worrying about grabbing that short anyway. Alright, so that's my plan for Bitcoin. Looking for a long, looking for a retracement back to there or there to take that long. I do want to pop this one in. At least in the trade, at least in my system, so that I know it's there and I can grab that whenever I need to. Profit. Stop. Alright, so this is a BTC. Okay. The stop loss percentage on this one is 2.87. Risk level will be 5, as per usual. Now we've got a cost and we've got a risk. So we're plugging those into the system pretty soon. I don't want to put it in just yet. I want to see what happens over the next 2 or 3 hours on Bitcoin. We do tend to see movement in about 2 or 3 hours from now. So I'll be watching for that price action to know what I want to do. I mean, I do really want this one in, because if the price does get to there, I do want that trade. But also, if the price does quickly go to there and go through it, I want to be able to exit that trade quickly. It's unlikely we're going to see that in the next few hours anyway. But hell, who knows? Who knows? Let's get this in the system. Now, I know we have a BNB short there. I know we shouldn't be shorting coins if we're wanting to go long. I do see this coming back down, but I don't think it's going to come back down all that way if Bitcoin does go long. I think we'd have to cut this short. If we cut this short, we could get maybe a 3-to-1 risk to reward, and that is just not good enough. I think we're going to get a higher high. Come down. At a lower low. Same high. Higher low. Higher high. Lower high. Just taking out those stops. We could easily come up into here. And if that's the case, I'm not really seeing it from this particular trade. It's in premium prices, so I don't really want to go long. I don't think I want to take this particular trade. I don't think I want to take that at all. So I am removing that from my plans. I do want to take the Bitcoin. Bitcoin long. So that BNB short is no more. Goodbye. All right. Bitcoin long. Cost will be 29. Take profit. Stop loss. Oh, come on. Come on, Excel. Let's not fight. Let's make money. It's just a little bit off there. I think the order cost needs to be about 30. Yes, I'm going to open that long. Okay, so that's my bottom of the range BTC action plan. My middle of the range, what I'm planning for this to come to is this one here. So that's 16,143. I'm just looking for it, just to make sure I have it. All right, I don't have this one in the plan, so let's get this one underway as well. 16,000. Oh, wait a minute. Is that? Yeah, that's Bitcoin. Take profit. And this is the one I think might have a higher likelihood of hitting. So that's why I want to get this one in as well. All right. Bitcoin long. This is going to cost a little bit in terms of margin. I just want to make sure, am I completely happy with this? I feel like I need to give it a bit more room. I feel like I can even give it a bit more. I feel like we can do that. I think I can. All right, let's update these. Just the profit level and stop level have changed. Take profit and stop. Risk is going to be 5. What was the ratio on this one? Risk ratio is 0.83. Order cost will be 105. Let's grab that entry. Where was my thing? Take profit. Stop a loss. Cool. It's ready to go. Oops. Pop that in. All right. ETH, Bitcoin. Now ETH2 gave us a lovely order block to use in the future. I'm only going to put that one Bitcoin trade in though, because in terms of getting off the supply zone, I don't want to create too much risk for myself if these support zones just don't hold. But for a future trade, I'll be looking at something like this. Where can we reasonably expect to get to? I mean, easily here. Which is a 4.5 risk to reward. That's fantastic if the price does come back down. What I want to do for myself here is set an alert. So when the price comes down to this point here and enters my zone, I will get alerted. I'll hear a big beep on my computer. And I'll know to run to my screen and come and check it out. I want to watch the price action in here before I decide to go in or out. Considering that I'll already potentially be in a Bitcoin long from that point. Which has an enormous stop. Oh, my ETH does too. That's fair enough. All right, XRP. We're still hanging out at this awesome discounted price. I just want to get rid of these shorts up here. They were just examples. Price is discounted for sure. It'd be a great chance to catch a long for XRP. We have this massive, not so much of an imbalance anymore, but definitely supply zone. It's been hit a few times. It's been hit once, it's been hit twice, and look, because it's been hit twice and we're still sitting around this supply zone, I don't particularly like it. Looking down at the 1 hour chart, how are we looking? I'm not really sure why I drew these, so I'm going to start again. Yes, we've got lovely stops all through there. Lovely. All the way up through here. We have stops galore waiting to get taken out. We've got even highs. We've got stops there and we've got stops there, which tells me that if price wants to, it'll come down and take those. After it takes these, look, even highs, there is so many stops here right now, just waiting for smart money to come and take it. I really do think that we could find a very good long here. Where would that be? Ideally better than where we are now. Either we wait for the price to come back down into the supply zone and we take a trade from this order block here. That's option one. That's my favorite option so far. Take a long from there. Make sure we cover our stops. Even if we just got to there, it's a 3.8 to 1 return. I want to take it to here. That's a fantastic trade. What if price comes up first before it comes crashing back down? Good question. Oops. What would we be looking for in order to catch a good long that's not coming back down? Potentially, we could be looking at this order block here. If I go up to the 4 hour, let's take just a quick squeeze there. Wait, go away. 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we've come down, we've had a drop, base, rally up, base, rally up. Now this rally here, this is where the order block formed, right down here. So the two options that we have for XRP for a long is in this box here or in this box down here. Are these prices discounted? Bottom of the range, heavily discounted prices. That's what we want to see, heavily discounted prices. Absolutely. All right. So I would take a long. I'll be wrong if the price hits there. If the price goes back there, it's coming back down to here. What kind of reward can we get for this risk? A 10. 10.42. All right, well, that means we have a lot of room here. $8.49. That's fantastic. We've given it well above 20% more, so we have room to breathe. If the price does come through there, my thinking is definitely going to be wrong. And, well, I mean, it's fine to be wrong, but what I mean is, if the trade is going to fail, we want our theory to be completely wrong. We don't want a trade to fail if our theory is correct. Our trade should always be put in a place that only loses if we're wrong about the sentiment. That's the challenge. That's the point of this. So where would I put my actual trade? That's always the age-old question. We've got two areas we're looking at. Now, there's two ways we could do this. We could put the trade in now and see what happens overnight, because it is getting a little bit late here. Option number 2, we potentially miss the trade, but we wait for it to hit into this this area of interest, and we look for a push up. And once we've seen a push up, we put the trade in, wait for it to come back to origin and bounce off. Option number 3, we do that, but we just put the bottom trade in. As long as we remember to check it, because price action can change your entire outlook very quickly. So before I put these trades on, let's have a think about where I'm seeing Bitcoin. Just again, always before I'm putting altcoins on, I'm checking what I think Bitcoin's about to do. I'm thinking Bitcoin's going to come down and go up. And if that happens on Bitcoin, we could see XRP come down and go back up, or come down and go back up. In terms of the last week or so, from, what was this? This is the 22nd of November. So in terms of the day, from 22nd through to today, the 23rd, drawing a line through the middle. Let's just do that now. Let's just do this properly. Let's do this with some science. Bottom of the structure. This is the 50% mark. Everything above that mark is premium. Everything below that mark, well, your discount. Which is fine. So I do want to take this one. Well, I want to take one of them. Let's have a look and see if we've had a good reaction off that OP. That's how we're going to decide this. We had a massive reaction off that one for sure. Let's have a look at the hourly. All right. Huge action off that lower OB, which is what we want to see. Less action, and even quite a bit of ranging Had a drop, rally drop, base, rally. I don't like this one. I don't like it, so I'm not going to take it. The only XRP trade I want, here's this one here, the lower one. I'm greedy. I don't need to be in this. USTD. All right. These should really say PM. I put these on in the PM. I'm going to confuse myself in the morning if I don't change them, so I'll change them now. PM. PM. This is the boring part of trading. No one wants to fill out spreadsheets, but this is so needed. Leverage. What is my leverage on XRP? Let's take a look. Oops, I need to look at XRP in Bybit. XRP. Come on. Come on. Leverage is 10. Let's bump that up to 25. I like 25. It's a good number for this. Why do we use leverage? Well, we use leverage so that we don't need to hold many of these coins because these coins are volatile. Holding a volatile coin is risky. I'd rather use the exchange's risk for that. Keep my risk to a minimum. That's why we do this. Leverage is 25. We are taking a long. My stop loss risk for this trade is 5.53. Now, as I'm setting all of this up for this trade, you probably I know I'm thinking there is a good chance that this trade doesn't even trigger. It's all right. It might eventually, within a few days' time. If the price does come down far enough and bounce back up, I can still be looking for longs in this particular price range. It's still possible. But we didn't see this price come all the way down yet, and we may see that. We may see that. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Take profit. And stop. All right. I'm going to pump this one into Bybit right now. Well, are we? I got two longs at the bottom of the range. And I got a Bitcoin long in the middle of the range. Well, not the middle of the range, but a little bit up from the range. If I add in an extra XRP at the bottom of the range, I am opening myself up to 3 times the risk if the price breaks through. But I do love this chart. I think I even like the chart more than Bitcoin. I even like it more than ETH right now. It's such a clean looking chart. Because at the bare minimum, we could hopefully take it to 3.83. I think it's still worth doing because if Bitcoin does fall through, I don't know if XRP is necessarily going to fall through this point in its chart. There seems to be very, very heavy resistance here at that particular level down here. However, we have come off origin and come back to origin and hit this level twice now. When we hit it again, it'll be the third time. And while it definitely could range up to here, I mean, it's been hitting this level a long time, and it hit this level again and bounced up. It'd be lovely if we could see a new higher high from that level. That'd be great. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing a range up here. Luckily though, we do have even highs. Even highs means stops. Can you imagine? When the price came up to this point here and it came down to here again, imagine all the people going long right here. All those people going long. We've even had this point, if this was the bottom, we've even had this point where there were these fake outs to take everybody's stops who'd actually gone long. Look at that. Look at smart money just taking those stops. People would have gone long right here at the bottom of the curve, and money's come in and taken that liquidity and gone, thank you for your order. And then the cheeky ones, right here at this very last bar here, where everyone is definitely going long. They've allowed them to get a bit of false hope while they put more and more and more money on the table and taking it all. The games they play. So I do see this as a possible trade. I'm going to leave this one for now as just a paper trade only. I mean, I do like it. I think it could win. I think it could be a good trade, but I don't need to add any more risk to my profile today. So I'm going to leave the ones that I've ordered. I'm going to take one long from Bitcoin, two longs from Bitcoin. The first one will be this point here, which I think will hit. And second one will be down here. For ETH, I think we're taking this one at a retraced price here. This one right here. Let's just double check that's the one. 1132. 1132. I think it's going to retrace and then bounce up. And finally, we'll take this one here. If the price does come back down, I won't put it in yet. I'll just wait to see price action because I've already got Bitcoin at that point. There's no point doubling up too much. And that is the plan for the night. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow morning to review these results. Thank you for watching, guys. See you later.